Good morning and welcome back to Epic Universe. This is our second ever video for this park because we've only been one other time, and this is for Passholder previews. So fully paid to get in here today, so we will share my mind. It is still technically, I believe, in technical rehearsal, but I feel like as a paying guest today, you're expecting a little bit more, as in I'm expecting things to work a little bit better, so I'm hoping for a good day. We're gonna be heading straight back to Potter. It's about 30 minutes to park open, so we're gonna head on in, get in the corral, and we're gonna be heading back there first. So last time we were here for team member previews, we did wait quite some time for Potter, but didn't actually get on, so we haven't been on it yet. But we're hoping to get on it today. We got some things last time that we can use today to skip the line and basically skip the virtual queue, so that will be very nice because we waited so long. It does seem interesting, there is no audio playing in Celestial Park, at least here at the front. I don't know if they're having problems with the sound system or not. There's a little bit playing off to the side. You can see Luna's still there. Fire is going on the top of the braziers that I don't think I've seen before. But once again, we're just heading around to the Potter Corral and just getting ready for our day here. Park is open from 11 to 9 today, so we have about 10 hours in the park. Won't get to see it super after dark, but we will get to see a little bit. So unfortunately we got back there and we have been told that Battle of the Ministry will not be opening until 3 p.m. today. So we were wondering, because one of our members did get in and saw a couple of the times didn't get one, and they were all past 3 o'clock. So that's probably why. We'll have to come back here in a little bit and try to get on it later. I'm not sure where we're going right now. I think we'll decide on our way. So I've decided we're just gonna eat an early lunch. It is already 11 o'clock, so it's not that early. And we kind of missed our mark with Potter not opening till 3. We didn't know, they didn't post it anywhere. So we're gonna be heading to Pizza Moon, get an early lunch, and then we'll try to get on some rides because everything's already pretty long because everybody has just run to those things. So we'll get an early lunch, hopefully get into those lines in a little bit with everyone else eating lunch, and it'll be a little shorter. So we actually made our way over here to the Constellation Carousel. It's posted at 20, but there's like 5 people in line. And this is one I believe we can bring you on with us. So we'll hop on in just a moment. Overall, a really fun carousel. Actually exceeded my expectations. I mean, I don't have much of a carousel. I'm just not a big flat rides person. I like some flat rides. Carousels usually don't do it for me, but this one, super, super cool. It raised a lot higher than I thought it was, and it was super cool watching on the spinning. I believe it does have different cycles. I think this would be a cool one to experience at night. Don't know if we'll get to it today, but overall, really good family attraction. If you're looking for something fun to do with the kids, or you're just looking for a very unique carousel, check this out. I really, really love this restaurant. It's one of my favorite looking restaurants here at Epic. And just like every other restaurant there, you do ordering off your phone. So you'll order off the Universal app, you'll scan your table, and they'll just bring it right to your table. If you don't know how to do that, or you can't get it working for you, they do have just pull-up counters. You can walk right over here, and you can just do your normal ordering where you can just order off a counter. But again, would highly suggest doing the table stuff. You can get seated, take your time. It's just a lot nicer to do that. Right, we're gonna be eating, and then we'll try to go get on some rides. They do have one of the statues out here in Celestial Park, meeting and greeting. I have recently seen that they've started coming out. I will say those costumes look wow hot, but they look really, really cool. And they walk around a lot too, and they kind of walk like a statue, like very slowly. It's really cool. Well, Pizza Moon, I've heard some mixed reviews. We've always had a great experience in there with both food and service. Also, the barbecue place right behind us, we might be eating there later. But both times we've eaten there, I think the pizza is not just good theme park pizza, it's good pizza. And we found it super good. I think it's the best value option because it's like $18, $19 for a pizza, depending on which one you get. And it's a big pizza, as you saw. We only got 2 for the 3 of us, and it easily filled all 3 of us. So I think, especially even if you have little kids, like 2 slices will fill them up. I think it's 100% a good bang for your buck, and I think it's very good. We're heading into Dark Universe right now. I think we're gonna hop in the line for monsters. I think we're just gonna do standby at this time. We are gonna be doing some single riders later, since it seems to be fairly busy today. But we want to bring you guys through the line. And it's posted 50, but everything I've seen is they've been really overestimating. Here we go into Dark Universe. Invisible Man's out. I really like how they do the meet and greets in this land. They do have a couple kind of off to the side. They each kind of have their own area, and they just kind of come out randomly. So I just think that's super, super cool. As you saw as we walked in, there's the violinist, and the castle is actually going off. The castle is cool during the day, but definitely, if you want to see it at night, definitely check that out. It's so, so cool. Well, here's Frankenstein's Manor, and obviously where our Monsters Unchained ride is placed. So we're going to be topping in the normal line again, posted 50, but I kind of doubt it's actually 50. And they do have single riders for this, so if you're interested in doing single riders, you can. I would always suggest, though, your first time in these experience, you should definitely do the normal standby. You should not do single riders if it's your first time in the attraction. You're going to miss the pre-shows and stuff. I just don't think it's worth it missing all that. So just wait the line, enjoy it. It's a really cool line, and we're going to be bringing you guys in. actually glad the queue's stretching back into this queue. I've been really wanting to watch this. They have short films of each of the monsters getting captured by monster hunters. We're going to walk through it pretty quick, but hopefully I can get a few shots of it.
The right one. Use it. Legal steers. Nothing goes wrong. Yes? Don't look at that. This is just the emergency meter function. According to plan. Yes, doctor. The doctor will see you now. This is fun, yes?
We will finish what my great-grandfather started. They called Henry a monster. They were afraid of what he had done. But you will see. There's nothing to fear. Show them. Lower the lights, quickly. Now. These people are friends. See? There's nothing to be afraid of. He is amazing. Better than the original. He is the key to our most exciting experiment. For years, I have studied and controlled the monsters that prowl the darkness. And only one remains. Count Dracula. Calm yourself! That wasn't us. That's enough! These two just don't get along. The Dracula experiment is the last piece of the puzzle. Open the doors! Our greatest victory is just through there. Quickly! This will change your life. I'll join you in the catacombs.
So this is the time we put you in a locker. Unfortunately, there's no on-ride filming on this, obviously. So we'll talk a little bit afterwards, but it definitely moved way quicker than advertised. We've only been in line for about 10 minutes. So we're actually heading out of Monsters now, but we did get 2 rides on Monsters Unchained. I love that ride. I will admit, there is a part of the ride that I don't love. There's a couple parts where you can see a little bit too much into the background of the ride. So you can see kind of the curtain kind of blocking out the background. And I've been told it's because these screens, they didn't anticipate them being so bright. And it just illuminates those background areas a little too much. I would love it if they could find a fix to it. I don't know if at this point if they could, but that ride is fantastic. We only waited about 15 minutes for each ride too, so 50 minutes was definitely overestimated. I believe we are heading over to Super Nintendo World. I think we're gonna try to get on both Mario Kart and Yoshi, then maybe Donkey Kong, but I know I can bring you on both Mario Kart and Yoshi, so we'll be able to ride with you guys. All right, so we're heading into Super Nintendo World now. One of my favorite port entrances. It might be my second favorite over Monsters still. I think going through that old like barn area, so super cool. I did forget to mention with Monsters, we had a near perfect run with everything working but the final Dracula animatronic that was the one that leaps out towards you towards the end of the ride. So good to see that ride is starting to be more fully functional. I will say I don't think you can ever get over how energetic this land is. This is by a long shot the most energetic, active land I've ever been in a theme park. Obviously, I haven't been all over the world, but I've heard this from many people that this is just such a lively place. There's so much to do in here with the interactive stuff. There's even the whole boss fight with Bowser Jr. Definitely plan to do that sometime. Don't know if I want to spend a preview day doing it just because it will probably take a little bit. I do have one key from last time, but just don't think it'll happen. I do see Turbo Boost Treats is open. We'll check that out after the ride. Bowser's Challenge is posted at 50 minutes. Kind of doubt it is 50 minutes, judging by our last experience, but we'll time it and figure out what he is. One thing I can say about these Epic Universe queue lines that I don't think anyone can argue with is there is stuff to look at, man. There's no blank hallways. There's always something to look at in these queues. And I think that is by far what they did the best with this park. It's just the theming in the queues is just so entertaining that it keeps you looking at things and keeps you kind of actively in the line instead of kind of just staring off into outer space. Not saying that Universal doesn't have queues like that. We've all been on Hagrid at this point. But I'm so appreciative that they've added so much to these queues. This one might actually be 50 minutes, stretched back pretty far, but again, we're timing it. We'll let you guys know. So over here at Turbo Boost Treats, it does look like it's mainly popcorn. They do have a couple specialty beverages and specialty sippers. You can get both the MarioKart popcorn bucket and Superstar one for both $40. A little steep, but it's understandable. If you saw a POV, then maybe we came back in a little bit and filmed one. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I went to go try to film because everybody else has filmed at this point, and they told me I wasn't allowed to film on the ride, but I've seen literally everybody else at this park film at this point. So unfortunately, they told me no filming, so I wasn't going to film or try to film right there. But again, almost everyone else has. Universal's always been kind of bad at this, where they just can't seem to understand their own rules, because sometimes you can film on things even at the other parks, and even though it technically says you can't, and sometimes they'll tell you not, but they kind of let you still. I would love the rules to be a little bit more cut in stone, if that makes sense. So obviously all around the land there's a bunch of stuff to do with the power bands. We're going through one of those right now. There's a few different interactive games in some of the buildings, and then there's obviously the Bowser Jr. Challenge. Again, we're not going to be doing that, I think, today, but we will do it at some point. Obviously, all the band stuff is an upcharge, and that is unfortunate, but I would always suggest to get them because I find them very fun, and I think all the games add so much to this land and so much interactivity, a lot more than the wands ever have. Not saying the wands are bad, the new 2.0 ones are really fun, but if you're looking for an interactive stuff, go for this one. So we're heading into Yoshi's Adventure now. Just a nice Omni mover. And then after this, we should be heading over to Potter, and then we can hopefully get on that for the very first time. All right, well, Yoshi, obviously we're not in Nintendo World anymore. We'll go back to Donkey Kong in a little bit. We're gonna be trying to head over to Potter. Yoshi, I think, is a super fun family attraction. It's super cute. It's one that the entire family can ride, and I think that's what this park needs the most. I actually still think it needs more of those, the entire family can ride type rides. But Yoshi is a great one for little ones and anyone who just wants something a little less thrilling and just something a little more relaxing. It's around 4 minutes. We are heading over to Potter right now. Again, we have those like kind of like sort of skip the line things because we waited so long that one preview day. So we'll be using those. One member of our party did end up getting the 3 o'clock drop for the virtual queue. Me and my dad were still trying, and unfortunately, mine didn't even show up until like almost 30 seconds after the other member of our party already got one. It didn't even let me click on it. It was still just saying virtual line unavailable. So I didn't even stand remotely of a chance. So again, I'll reiterate, I don't like virtual line. I understand kind of why they exist. It keeps the line down. But I think for a brand new park like this, I'm hoping when it comes opening day, obviously we'll be there, but they will take virtual queue out and just let people stand in line, because I prefer that over the stress of the virtual queue. I forgot to mention earlier, we did see Le Cirque, our canoe, last time we were here for our first video that we did do at Epic Universe. So definitely go check that out if you're interested in seeing a review of the show. Short summary, it was very good. It is one of the best theme park shows I've seen in a long time, and it's got some really cool effects, and about halfway through you'll be really shocked about how much the show can change up. So we're going to be attempting our first ride. Hope that we can get on this time, and hope it doesn't take too long. All right, I don't even know what to say. Obviously, we've been through some trials and tribulations with this ride, but it's almost understandable after riding that. I don't even know how to describe that ride. Honestly, it is that far ahead of anything I've ridden before. I can pretty confidently say, from what I've heard from others that have traveled around the whole world, this is probably the best dark ride in the world, if not the best theme park ride in the world. We had almost a perfect run. Just to the very end, we had a little bit of an audio mishap, but otherwise a completely perfect run. Everything was functioning, so that was amazing for our first time. And again, I think it's like Spider-Man, but what was Spider-Man when it first opened, but even probably better than that. Like, it is just, I don't even know how to describe the ride system. It's way different than what I thought it was going to be. It's like hard to describe. It's like Spider-Man, but it throws you around so much more. You feel like you're going so far up in the air and so far down. I mean, you might be. I don't know how far you're going up or down, but it's clearly like a lift system. And there's just so many scenes. There's a huge animatronic scene. There's so many really fluid animatronics like monsters. I always thought monsters would be my favorite in this park just because I love it so much. And I like Potter, don't get me wrong. I'm a decent Potter fan. I've watched all the movies. I enjoy the land. But I really thought Monsters would be my favorite just because Monsters is amazing. That ride just blew everything in this park out of the water. Like, it is no wonder everybody's saying how much money. Obviously, we don't know the actual amount it costs to build that ride, but it makes sense why it's so much and why it's been having so many issues. Like, I think my biggest thing, I know I'm yapping, sorry, but that was just so jaw-dropping. I think the biggest thing between Monsters and that is Monster has its flaws. There was not a flaw, at least physically, like I never saw anything I wasn't supposed to. It's just the way it synced, and there was a part where you legitimately couldn't tell where the screen started and the physical sets end because it was so, I don't know what kind of screens they're using in there, but they need to start using those everywhere because it was jaw-dropping. All right, yep, session done. I think we're heading over to Isle of Berk now because that's the only lane we haven't been in today. Then we'll probably head back to Nintendo to try to get Donkey Kong in, and then we're planning to get Stardust in as our last ride of the night because it is so much better at nighttime, on my opinion. It's still a great ride, obviously, during the day. It's probably ended up being my favorite coaster in the world. Again, at this point, I haven't been all over the world. There's a chance that it could be beaten, but it is definitely high up there, especially at nighttime. It's just so great. I will continue to say I don't love virtual queue. Obviously, I understand why it's there, but man, do whatever you can to try to get on that ride. I know I've said it before. That is the ride here, and it will be, it's actually so good that I would argue that it is the only ride you really need to ride here. There's so many great rides in this park. This park is just the ride park, but if you can only ride one, ride Ministry. It was just crazy. Hiccups is moving all around. That's good to see. We will hopefully be riding out here soon. I think we're gonna get a drink and take a little bit of a break because we've kind of been at it all day. But after that, I do believe we're gonna try to get up Hiccups. I don't know if we're riding anything else in this land. Obviously they have the Flyers, and then they also have the Splash Battle. The Flyers are actually the only ride I've yet to ride in the entire park. So we might try to hit it. It depends kind of on the wait because sometimes it can have a really short wait and sometimes a really long one. So I've actually not been in Mead Hall yet. Obviously this is the main dining experience in Isle of Berk, or so you would think if the mac and cheese cone wasn't so busy and definitely had the busiest line. I don't think we're actually eating anything in here. I think we're just gonna take a quick break and get some beverages because obviously we have freestyle cups today. It's a pretty cool area. And I've heard some good things about some of the food in here. I've heard really good things about the beverage you can get in here. It's like a non-alcoholic one. Can't remember what it's called, but very, very good things about it. But it's a cool area if you're looking for a area to eat in Isle of Berk. So we did end up getting a couple things actually. This is Stormfly's Catch of the Day that I've heard very good things about. This is just one of the kids' meals. I think this is the main one. It comes with sausage, mac and cheese bites, fries, carrots, and some grapes. It comes in a funny little boat. Then this is the yak nog. This is what everybody's been talking about. It's super good. So I'll let you know how everything is after we're done eating. So we just got out of Mead Hall. I've actually not seen this dragon working before. Great to see him working. And everything we had in there was quite good, actually. It was pretty, like the most efficient we've had so far, like 5 minutes and we had all three things. Obviously not huge items or anything, but it was very efficient, very fast. Everything we had was pretty good. The kids' meal is a nice thing to share. I think that it has like almost appetizer type situation, so I think it's a good thing to share. The Stormfly's Catch of the Day was very good. It was a little bit more of a dark chocolate kind of pudding tasting thing in a very good way. I thought it was not very rich, and I thought it was overall pretty good. And then the drink, I can't remember its name all of a sudden, was also very, very good. If you like cinnamon things, you will really enjoy that. So I'm not sure quite what we're doing right now. I'll let you know in just a moment. So we were gonna get on Hiccups before the show, but I think we are now gonna get on it after. We're gonna go see the Untrainable Dragon. That is the second show in this park and the only one we haven't seen. Current show times are 12, 12:45, 1:30, 3:30, 4:15, 5, and then 5:45. So they have a bit of a jump midday, about a 2-hour jump to obviously let everybody take a break. That's always good. But we're gonna be getting in at the 5 o'clock one, and it's currently 4:40. I would always suggest getting to these shows quite early. Make sure you get a spot. And if you did not know, we are actually not the first Universal park with this show. Universal Beijing did get this show. When did it open? 2 years ago? Year and a half-ish? They did get it first, so we are not the first ones with it. I have watched it obviously before because they allow filming inside the shows there, but it'll be nice to see it in person. So we're gonna head on in and I'll let you know what we thought afterwards. We just got out of Untrainable Dragon. I thought that show was very good. I thought overall the show, it was really great. Obviously, most people have seen Hiccup comes out over the crowd on Toothless, and that is by far the highlight of the show. There was a lot of huge puppets and a lot of good puppetry. There were some really good dance parts and some like sort of kind of stunt parts, but a lot of singing. I would say the difference between the two shows, I'm not saying to watch one over the other, but if you only have a chance to watch one and you're trying to pick, Untrainable Dragon is much more of a Broadway style music show with some really impressive puppetry and some really cool moments that if you're a big How to Train Your Dragon fan, you won't want to miss. Like this, that it could be the moment for you in this land, seeing that show if you're a big fan. So if you are, I would definitely suggest making sure you get to watch this show. The one over in Potter is much more of a stunt show with some really cool effects, some really cool stunts, and then just some really cool puppets too. They had some really huge and awesome puppets over there at Potter too. So I guess it kind of depends on what you like more. If you're a big How to Train Your Dragon fan, come see this. Big Potter fan, go see that. Try to see both shows. Again, as I've said before, this is a 2-day park. This is not a 1-day park. Don't try to do this in 1 day. As you can see, it is actually raining. This is the first time we've been here in the rain. I think we were gonna try to get in line for Hiccups, but we'll see if it stays up. So unfortunately, there is lightning in the area at this time. Again, this is the first time I've actually been in this park with any inclement weather. So we're actually not gonna be doing Hiccups right now. We'll try to come back as long as it clears up. We'll kind of check out the radar and see what we're gonna do next. But again, it's raining at Epic for the first time we've been here. So it actually started raining pretty hard, and in Florida it has not rained in a while. I feel like we even got a good rain. It seems like the rain might be here to stay for a little bit, but it does seem like it would clear up before the end of the night. So if we could still get that ride on Stardust, if not anything else, because that's our main goal. Obviously it'll be sucky if we miss Donkey Kong or Hiccup, but we'll be back plenty more before the opening, and then obviously I'll be here opening day to show you guys around. We're obviously over here at Oaken Star Tavern. I really, really like the inside of this restaurant. When we walked in, this is not what I expected it to look like. It's very like foresty, but also kind of high-end looking. There's like an otter painted on the wall over there. And then they have some like bigger seated tables that you can sit at. They have barbecue sauces at the table. Again, this is kind of mainly a barbecue restaurant. Seating wise, pretty big. They have a whole dining room over there. It's not open at this time. Obviously a counter where you can eat there. And then this is the dining room that is open right now. Again, to my knowledge, they're gonna be pretty identical on either side, but I really, really like the inside. It feels very high class, even if it's not really high class, it just kind of gives off that vibe. It does look like they have some sort of stage situation on the corner. I don't know if that ever has live entertainment or if they're planning on it. Excited to see though in the future. But we're gonna sit down and order some food. I'll show you once we get it. All right, one short time skip later, hasn't been that long. We hung out in Oaken Star for a little bit, and then we did go ride Monsters through Single Riders twice and got on both times immediately. So definitely a good ride for it. I definitely think they pumped through Single Rider pretty quick with that one. We're heading back to Donkey Kong right now. We've been on a weather delay for a while, but Donkey Kong has reopened, so is all the other outdoor rides. So hopefully it will stay like that. It is still kind of sprinkling and there is storms kind of teetering on our side. So again, hopefully we can avoid the storms and we might get on Hiccups too if we are quick enough. I do like Donkey Kong. I like this area a lot. The meet and greet has started. I think it just started a few days ago. So Donkey Kong will be coming out and meet and greeting as long as obviously there's not inclement weather or anything. Now we're heading back to Donkey Kong. Again, obviously we can't film, but we'll take some off-ride shots to show you guys. some of the cool factors in it, and then I'll let you know after we get off. So, as you can see, we obviously aren't back with Dr. Kong anymore. We did hop out of line. We were in the line for about 25-ish minutes, and we weren't moving a whole lot, and the whole cattle pen was full, so it might have actually been 85 minutes as the posted time. We were kind of hoping it wasn't, but we do think it was, and we decided that would be the rest of our night. We would end off there. We'd probably actually get out after park close, and we still really want to do Stardust, and they're supposed to be showing the fountain show tonight, so I really wanted to do that. So we're gonna head over to Stardust, see how long that is, hopefully get on for an evening ride, and then go see the fountain show. Maybe we'll have enough time to come back to Donkey Kong, but we'll see. Alrighty, so we got over here to Stardust. Single Riders is closed, and it is 45 minutes. So we're gonna go try to see the Lagoon show first, because I do not believe it's very long. I do think we'll have enough to run over here before the end of the night to be able to ride Stardust after dark. We're gonna be heading over to the main lagoon right in front of Helios to watch the little show they have going right now. Again, not the main show. They haven't been showing the main show yet, so we'll see when that actually happens. So we made our way over here to the lagoon, and it does start showing at 8:40. The show is around 18 to 19 minutes, so we won't be staying the full length of the time. We'll stay majority, and then I'll film some clips for you guys, show you the highlights of the show. This view, though, when you're just sitting here, is really great. out of the show. It is about 5 minutes to closing. It's a nice little fountain show. I didn't even notice that the fountains over here next to the carousel and all the way beyond in the lagoon over there are all matched with the show. That's super, super cool. I imagine the show is something special if you're watching it from Helios. I thought overall it was, obviously we didn't watch the whole show, it's still going on. But what we saw was pretty good. Obviously it's kind of just a fountain show. It's not a full nighttime show yet. I think that is a fantastic base for a nighttime show though. I think they can make something fantastic, because I believe we know that at some point they are planning to do a nighttime show with fireworks and drones. So hopefully that will be at some point in the future. I'm excited to see what that ends up being, especially with the base of those fountains, because fountains look really good and the colors look really great on them. But we're running into Stardust Racers to end off our night. Well, this is going to be quite the long queue with it stretching all the way outside of it. I won't bring you guys with me. We'll just talk a little bit afterwards, because we're going to be here for just a little bit. Well, we were on some of the last cars going out. I think we were in the last like 5 of the night. Again, I can't preface this enough. This is a nighttime ride. If you can get on this during the night, not saying it's bad during the day. I want to preference that it's not what I'm saying. It is still a great ride, but it is significantly cooler, and I like the soundtrack more at night. It's just, even from off-ride, I think this is a nighttime ride. Seeing it at night streaking across the sky, I think it's so, so pretty. Well, it comes to about the end of our day. We're gonna be heading towards the front. Obviously, the park closed at 9 o'clock. It is currently about 9:47, so we waited about 45 minutes for our ride there. But they don't really kick you out all that fast, because there's a lot of rides still dumping queues and stuff at this point. So if you really wanted to loiter, you can. We're just gonna hit a couple shops on the way out, but I'll meet you guys at the front to wrap up our day. That wraps up our second video here from Epic Universe from me. Again, we had a great day today. I don't think you could have much of a better day. Obviously, we had that hiccup with the weather, because we could have gotten probably on Hiccup Wings gliders and Donkey Kong, but obviously that's not the park's fault. It's more of Florida's weather's fault, especially because it said it wasn't supposed to rain at all today, and we just kind of got poured on for a little bit. I will say the big ups today, we got to ride monsters like 4 times. 2 of those were single rider, where we literally walked right in. Even the first time we got to ride together, because there was nobody else in the station at that time, because the pre-show was still watching. So that was really great. We got to ride Stardust After Dark. Potter was the big win of the day. We've been wanting to ride Potter so bad. We've heard such great things. It really lived up to the hype, in my opinion. That ride is a must-do once you come here. I think that Monsters Unchained, Stardust Racers, Picked Up Wing Gliders, and I would probably say Mario Kart are my main, you have to do this. The other ones I still think are solid choices. Like, I still think you should do it if you have a chance. Again, I want to mention this is a 2-day park. I think a lot of people think you can crack it out in one. This will be a hard 1-day park. Unless it's really, really slow, you really optimize your day. The other big up for today was food. We had a great time with food today. Previously, we've had to wait a while for food, but today they've seemed to really gotten efficient with it. We waited about 15 minutes for Pizza Moon, but that's expected because they're making it fresh, so that's probably the time it took to make the pizza and cook it. We only waited about 5 minutes at Mead Hall and only about 5 minutes at Oakenstar. So again, big ups for those, because that really helped us do more with our day, being a little bit quicker with the food. So with that, we come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope this video brought a little more joy into your day, and we'll see you guys next time.